Hello everyone, you're welcome to Biostudy Pathshala. I'm Niranjana Sharkar, wishing you a very good day ahead. Also hope that all you are safe and good, taking care of yourself as well as your family members. So now let's have a look on today's topic. Today's topic is Mendel's experiments and principles. Okay, so let's get started. First, we will know some branches or disciplines which we can learn from genetics. So first, there are 4 disciplines. These are transmission genetics, molecular genetics, population genetics and quantitative genetics. Transmission genetics, actually known as classical genetics, and we learn this classical genetics as inheritance biology. It deals with the transmission of the genes or the genetic traits from one generation to another, and it also expresses or states about the recombination, that means the exchange between the chromosome segments. For say, analyzing of the transmission pattern of trait in a human pedigree is the example of the transmission genetics. Next one is molecular genetics. It deals with the molecular structure as well as the function of the genes. Genomic analysis is the part of the molecular genetics as well as analyzing of the molecular events which are involved in the gene regulations as well as in the cell divisions. These are the examples of the molecular genetics. Next one is population genetics. It is the study of the heredity in groups of the individual for a specific trait. That means the transmission of the specific trait in a group of individuals for a particular species, and its example is analyzing of disease causing genes for say hemophilia, thalassemia and others so on are examples of population genetics. Next one is quantitative genetics. It is the study of heredity of the traits in groups of individuals, but in this case concerned traits are determined by many genes simultaneously. That means here some traits are determined by many genes. For say fruit weight and crop yield in agricultural field is under quantitative genetics. Okay. So next is Mendel's experiment and principles. First, we will know about some basics about this topic. Gregor Johann Mendel, we all know about him. He was father of genetics as because he was the founder of the modern science of genetics. He made an experiment on garden pea plant and gave 3 theories. These theories are law of dominance, law of segregation and law of independent assortment. Among these 3, we learn these 2 principles, and this principle, that is law of dominance, excluded from his given theories as because many facts observed which not maintain this dominance relationship, and he discovered the genetic material or the genes as inherited traits or factors, and this term, that is the factors, later renamed as genes. These are brief knowledge about Mendel's experiment. Now we will get to know about the principles in detail, so don't skip the video and stay tuned till the last of this video. Okay. So first is, what are the reasons behind the selection of the pea plant for the experiment? First one is distinguishable 7 pairs of characters. We will get to know those characters, so keep patience. Next one is bisexual flowers. That means one flower contains gynoecium as well as androecium. Self-fertilization is predominant. That means fertilization in between one flower. Easy hybridization, short life cycle. That is why many generations can be observed within short limited time, and easy to maintain and easy to cultivate as well. So these are the 7 pair of characters which Mendel selected for his experiment. These are seed forms, seed cotyledon, flower color, pod forms and color, position of inflorescence and stem size. These are 7 characteristics Now we will get to know the 7 pairs of different characteristics. Okay, seed forms may be round or wrinkled. Color, cotyledon color may be either yellow or green. Flower color might be white or purple. Pod shape may be full or wrinkled. Pod color might be yellow or green. Inflorescence may be either axial or terminal, and size of the stem either long and short. Okay, so these are the 7 pairs of different characteristics which Gregor Johann Mendel selected for his experiment. Mendel's first law, that is law of segregation. It is also known as monohybrid cross law, as because here the involvement of traits is only one type. That means only one type of trait is involved in this cross, and it occurs mainly at anaphase 1 in meiosis 1 cell division, and it explains how the alleles remains discrete and don't blend with each other at the time of segregation during anaphase 1. This is the Punnett square for first law. You can see two alleles. Here characteristics is height, and height may be either tall or dwarf. Tall denoted as T, while dwarf denoted as small t. So capital T is one allele and small t is another one. After cross between capital T allele, homozygous form of the capital T formed. Capital T forms capital T small t, which is hybridized form of height, and small t is pure dwarf form. So here we get mainly 3 kinds of genotypes. One is capital T, capital T small t, and small t. Capital T is 1. As you can see here, capital T small t is 2. This one and this one, and small t is again 1. So the genotypic ratio will be 1 T capital T is to 2 capital T small t is to 1 small t. That means 1 is to 2 is to 1. As you can see, the genotypic ratio of the monohybrid cross, or the law of segregation law, states that the genotypic ratio will be 1 is to 2 is to 1. Now is phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio will be 3 is to 1, as because total tall individuals will be the sum of capital T as well as capital T small t. These individuals will show tallness, while only small t will show the dwarfness. That means the tall individuals will be 3 and dwarf individual will be 1. So the phenotypic ratio will be 3 is to 1. Okay. So now we will analyze the genotypic ratio as well as the phenotypic ratio for another traits. Here you can see the alleles are, one is capital Y and one is small y. Capital Y is for yellow color and small y is for green coloration. Okay. So in this box the genotype will be capital Y, as because these two alleles cross to form this genotype. Next one will be capital Y, small y. Here again capital Y, small y, and this will be small y. So if we want to write down the genotypic ratio, this will be 1 capital Y is to 2 capital Y, small y is to 1 small y. So again the genotypic ratio, as you can see, will be 1 is to 2 is to 1. Okay. And the phenotypic ratio will be again sum of capital Y plus capital Y, small y is to small y. That means 3 is to 1. And in this example, capital B is for black fur of guinea pig and small b for albino fur. So in this case it will be capital B, it will be capital B, small b, it will be again capital B, small b, and it will be small b. So the genotypic ratio will be 1 capital B, 2 capital B, small b, and 1 small b. So again 1 is to 2 is to 1. and the phenotypic ratio will be sum of capital B and capital B small b is to small b, that is 3:1. So this is for monohybrid cross or the law of segregation. So the law of segregation shows the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1 and phenotypic ratio is 3:1. Okay. So now we will get to know about the second law, which is law of independent assortment. It involves two traits, that is why it is also called as dihybrid cross, and it states about the genes assortment which is independent at the time of gametogenesis. That means one gene do not affect another gene's expression, and this procedure occurs mainly at the time of metaphase 1. Here the alleles behave independently and recombinant offsprings can be found because of this kind of independent assortment. Okay, so you can see in this Punnett square, these generations show capital A, capital B, small b, and this is also capital A, capital B, small b. They produce the gametes as follows, like cap A, cap B, small a, cap B, cap A, small b, and small a, small b. So F2 generations will show this kind of genotypes as well as phenotypes. So here genotypic ratio will be 1:2:4:1:2:1:2:1 and phenotypic ratio will be 9:3:3:1. We will know how to analyze genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross as well as the phenotypic ratio. Okay. Now we will learn how to solve the dihybrid cross and the checkerboard of the dihybrid cross. Okay, so here as you can see, 4 alleles. These are capital Y, capital R and small r. Capital Y for yellow coloration of pod, while small y is for green coloration. Capital R for round shaped pod, while small r for wrinkled pod. Okay, so as you can see in this checkerboard, this genotype, that is all are capital alleles, that means capital Y, capital R, capital R. The progeny with this particular genotype is only 1. Next one is capital Y, capital R, small r. As you can see, the number of this particular genotype is 2. So we can write in this way that 2 capital Y, capital R, small r. Next one is the genotype is capital Y, capital R. So the number of this particular genotype is again 2. So we can write in this way. Okay. Next one is the genotype capital Y, capital R, small r. And the number of this particular genotype is 4. So 4 of capital Y, capital R, small r. Okay. Next one is capital Y, small r. As you can see, the number of this particular genotype is only 1. Now next genotype is capital Y, small r. The progenies of this particular genotype is again 2. So we can write in this way. Okay. Next one is small y, capital R. Its number is again 1. And this particular genotype shows 2 individuals or 2 progenies. So 2 small y, capital R, small r. And last one is all are in recessive condition. That means 1 small y, small r. So these are the genotypic ratio. That means the genotypic ratio will be 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:2:1. Right? Now we will see the phenotypic ratio. Okay, so the first 4 genotypes, that is capital Y, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, capital R, and capital Y, small R, small r. Total these progenies, that means 9 progenies, will give yellow and round phenotype. Okay. Next one, capital Y, small r, and capital Y, small r, shows 3 individuals with yellow and wrinkled phenotype. Next one is small y, capital R and small y, capital R, small r shows green and round seed, and the progeny's number will be 3. And last one is one progeny will show green and wrinkled seed. So for this particular phenotype, the genotype will be capital Y dash capital R dash. That means the presence of one capital allele of Y gene and one dominant allele of R gene shows yellow and round pods. For this particular phenotype, the genotype will be capital Y dash smaller. That means recessive homozygous condition of R allele and the heterozygous condition as well as the homozygous condition of capital Y gives rise to this particular phenotype. Next one is green and round. The genotype of this particular phenotype will be small y, capital R, small r or capital R. That means the homozygous condition of the recessive allele of Y gene and the homozygous or heterozygous condition of capital R gene shows this particular phenotype, and the last one shows the genotype small y, small r. So this is how we can solve the genotypic ratio as well as the phenotypic ratio for a particular trait for a dihybrid cross. Okay. Now we will solve the checkerboard as well as the genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio. First box will show all capital alleles, right? Next one will show capital alleles of B gene but heterozygous condition of R gene. This box will be same as this box, that means capital B, capital R, small r. This box will show heterozygous condition of B gene and homozygous condition of R gene, and this box is similar to this box, that means capital B, capital R. This box will show heterozygous condition of both alleles, that means capital B, capital R, small r, and these three boxes will show exactly same this genotype, that means capital B, capital R, small r, capital B, capital R, small r, capital B, capital R, small r, right? Now this box will show capital B, small r, and this box will show the homozygous recessive condition of B gene and homozygous dominant condition of R gene. This boxes will show the genotype of heterozygous condition of B gene and homozygous recessive condition of R gene, right? These two boxes will show the genotype of homozygous recessive condition of B gene and heterozygous condition of R gene, right? And last one will show all are the homozygous recessive conditions. Here capital B will show black fur for guinea pig, small b will show albino fur for guinea pig, R shows rough fur while small r shows smooth fur. Okay, so now we will calculate the genotypic ratio as we have learnt in our previous checkerboard. Here again the genotypic ratio will be 1:2:2:4:1:1:2:1. So here the genotypes will be 1 for capital B, capital R, 2 for capital B, capital R, small r, next 2 for capital B, capital R, and 4 for capital B, capital R, small r, right? 1 will be for capital B, small r, and 2 will be for capital B, small r, Next one will be for small b, capital R, 2 will be for small b, capital R, small r, and the last one will be for small b, small r, right? So now we will see the phenotypic ratio. These 4 genotypes, that means capital B dash, capital R dash, that means 9 progenies will show black and rough fur, right? Next, these 3 progenies, that means with the phenotype, that means with the genotype, that is capital B dash, smaller shows 3 progenies with black but smooth fur, right? Now these 3 progenies with the genotype, that is small b, capital R dash, will show 3 progenies with albino but rough fur, and the last one, that is all at the homozygous recessive conditions, shows one individual with albino and smooth fur, right? So this is the phenotypic ratio for this particular checkerboard. Okay, this is for today's session, and thank you for watching this video. You can give feedback on comment section below. If it is helpful, you can like, or if it is not, you can mention how may I improve my lessons for you. And lastly, you may share this video with your friends, family and so on, and don't forget to subscribe this channel and also press the bell icon below to get the notifications whenever a new video is available on this channel. So till then, be safe and be healthy. Bye bye.